everyone, this is Erin Ashley Simon. You're tuning into the latest episode of Launching Point, presented by Doritos Solid Black. Joining me today are KieraPlease and Patrick Cloud.
Which I'm told is just ground liquid donkey. Okay. Why did you guys cast me for this? I ate beef jerky in the audition.
That was actually pigeon.
That was what?
That was pigeon.
Wait.
That was actually funny.
That was funny. That was good.
What was going on there? What's the story behind this video?
That was just me. I'm a huge fan of bizarre foods. I can't believe the stuff that he was willing to do, and I just knew that that wouldn't fly with most black people I know.
Hi YouTube, it's Princess Kita. Let you do that. I've always
How did y'all
wanted
find
to,
this?
like, cosplay Princess
The internet.
Kita. I'm extremely excited, and they were like, "Hey, do you wanna like pick out a wig and like?"
They said it like that.
You wouldn't see
Just like
that.
that. Straight like that.
It is a lace front.
I am
wig,
embarrassed.
So if you didn't want to use it for cosplay,
You put this up.
I know.
That's
This
you.
is a live
wear it out
public
like
video.
this.
That's your channel.
It did not come with things like this. It was
That's on the
all long.
tubes.
So, if you remember, what's the context behind this video?
This was like the second cosplay I've ever done in my life. Clearly, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was really excited, and I think the outfit came out pretty well for it being my second cosplay ever.
What was going through your mind for both of you when you were watching these old videos?
I look at it and I see someone that's trying very hard, and I'm proud of her for trying. I do see the places where I've improved, which I think inevitably makes me happy where I got to where I am today because I can see the growth.
I think there's always a certain level of cringe when you watch yourself, period. Just because you see yourself the least kind of when you're like interacting with people, aside from the mirror, which is just you kind of like checking stuff out. You kind of like don't see yourself at the same perspective as other people. It's like when you first hear your voice on camera or in a recording, you're just like, ugh, am I putting everybody through that every time I talk? So I think there's always a certain level of cringe.
What is your launching point? Where did you start? How did you start? And also, why did you start?
It probably all began with my sister. She was one of the people that kind of showed me that you can be interested in these different things when it wasn't like extremely mainstream. Like I would see her play Mortal Kombat. I would see her dress in like alternative clothes. I would see her do things in that time period. People would laugh at her, be like, why are you going to the thrift store? Like that was not a cool thing. And now it's like this, I mean, I love thrifting, but she inspired me to be myself. And also she introduced me into all these different worlds that I ended up falling in love with. So shout out to her. I love you, Whitney.
Shout out to siblings on good days.
Yeah.
Patrick, what about you?
I think the most interesting thing about what we do, like all of us, is that when I was a kid, this job didn't exist. You know, like the social media kind of like having a channel to do whatever you wanted, it didn't exist. My comedy launching point could have been, you know, hanging out with friends and realizing that I can make them laugh. And then, you know, my gaming launching point could have been the first PlayStation my dad gave me for Christmas. You know, I feel like there was a lot of things that led to having a channel and a platform where you could really just be yourself. I didn't have that vision as a kid, you know? It was just accumulating a lot of things that ended up being a perfect outlet and fit for social media.
Viewers, I ain't gonna front. There ain't no money in it when you start out. Like you gonna be
Like
a little bit broke, a little bit broke, a little bit starved.
Yeah.
But like, how did you budget and how did you get the money together? Or did you even have money to start?
For me personally, again, I never thought this would be my career or my job. So I was never even thinking of it like I'm making content for the internet. I was just like, this is what I want to do today. I'm gonna do it. And I didn't have any money. My aunt had to force me to go to Trader Joe's and get a job many times. So I kind of just worked with what I had. Like if I could get my friends together to make videos, if I could go in my aunt's closet and borrow some clothes. I just didn't think about money because I also didn't think this is what I would end up doing. And I think I was just really passionate about getting whatever idea I had in my mind, because my mind is going 100 miles per hour out and to the world. I just wanted to release it because that was like, I feel like my coping mechanism, because like I felt like I struggled with anxiety, depression, and this was a way that I felt sane and felt like I could express myself and express all these emotions in a healthy way, and also like look at myself like in the mirror and be like, okay, this is who I am, this is what I like to do, what things am I interested in? And I got to discover that through just creating and not thinking about it too much.
For most of my career, I played it safe. I was always that person who would have a 9-to-5, but also, and then, you know, do my stuff around that, you know, just to make sure that I was good. I always had a job, but I always tried to make sure that my job aligned with my hobbies. So I would make sure I would get a field within production, or a job within production, within the social media world, when I realized I wanted to do that. So I always wanted to keep it a balance. You know, I have income coming in, and then the stuff that has no income, I'm just working on for, you know, positioning purposes.
You both have multiple niche interests, right? Whether it's gaming, comedy, cosplaying. And we're always told when it comes to content creation or developing business as creators, you have to have one niche and be known for one niche, right? But you've been able to kind of mold multiple ones into just the focus is you, not specifically what you cover or the kind of content, but you specifically. How did you guys manage to do that?
Well, for me, I started out on Tumblr, and while I don't want to say I had a niche, I was really into hair and like the kind of alternative bohemian style clothing, and that's kind of how people would see me on my early origins, and then I kind of shifted. But I think I just also never thought about starting with a niche. Like we were saying earlier, content creation wasn't really a job, so I didn't really think about that business side until later on, where it did become a job. And I was like, okay, so this is what people view me as, this is my niche. But I was just like, I want to do whatever I want. I want to do whatever I want, and I hope that myself can like anchor people to realize that you don't have to just be this one thing. While I do think it does help as far as just like an easy growth and a fast progression, because people will know you for something, I think it's good to have that balance of having your niche, but also doing what you love to do.
People don't give their audience enough credit. You know, they think that it's one way and that's how it is, when all you really have to do is let them know, hey, I'm random. You know, I feel like when I started off, my biggest weakness was how random I was. And it's like, if I tried to stick with one thing, I just have too many ideas, it would just feel like I was inconsistent. But if you were just like, yo, this is what it is, it's a bunch of different stuff. Even my Twitch streams, I could not get a schedule going. Thursdays at 7, like,
ooh, I'm still
things
struggling.
keep popping up.
Yeah, I'm struggling too.
So literally, I just told my audience, like, yo, my Twitch stream is like a pop quiz. I'm just not gonna announce it. I'm gonna send out the notifications. If you're free, pull up. If not, you know, and they started to like that. And it's like, is that the best method? I'm not sure.
Having people still be there for you, I think, is one of the most valuable points of establishing your community, right? And when it comes to creating your community, how did you create your community?
I still have no idea. Like, I mean, I have an idea, but it's crazy to think I still get confused. Like, y'all want to watch me stream? Like, are you sure? Like, I'm chaotic. I don't know what I'm doing, and like half the time I'm just creating stuff. I'm like, y'all like this? And I love it, but I still get shocked and surprised if someone comes up to me like, I know you from this. I'm like, for real? So I think this is gonna sound like the lamest thing. I think I was just not afraid to just be myself and not care about the outcome.
I feel like I started my audience really by kind of like producing things for other talent. You know what I mean? I got to work with a bunch of amazing talent, you know, Tony Baker, Kev on Stage, To Hear More, Meg Scoop. I was making shows for these people. So my name was kind of building, not really on camera, you know? And then when I did make that transition to talent, I said, I'm not a comedian, I'm not an influencer, I'm just, if you think I'm funny, great. But I'm making all of this stuff, and I feel like that really just stuck with people, and they really wanted to know what I do next, as opposed to a viral video where, you know, you comment and like that video and kind of move on.
What do you mean when you say provide value? What exactly is value to you?
Value in the sense of not only to the audience as far as like they're learning something or they're getting entertainment, or like a marginalized group is being shown, or something that can provide good into the world, but also value to yourself. I don't consider myself a content creator or a cosplayer or any of these like labels. I honestly want to be like a producer. I like to produce different things and these projects that I have or put online, that's me also working with other people that you don't necessarily see. So I think it's also providing value of what you truly want to do. Like, how can this serve you as well, as far as what you want, what message you want to put out into the world.
Providing value is really just about like, what are you giving to the people who are supporting your channel? You know, like, what are you doing for them? Because I think that in our business, it's so easy to look at analytics and all these numbers and stuff, but really these numbers under our video are people, you know, and I think that's how people get diehard, hardcore fans, is because if you are providing an outlet for them, whether it's just them at, you know, work and they just need a laugh, or if they're going through really tough times, you cheering somebody up or whatever your channel does. I realize that a laugh, if you're feeling down, one laugh can kind of be the momentum to kind of like getting your energy back that day.
What's another actionable tip that we can give to creators, entrepreneurs, individuals who are like us, who want to be in the positions that we are in? What's one actionable tip?
When you really can put your story very like visually pleasing and also very like concise and to the point on a deck that makes sense and people can read and be like, I understand what your thought is. Because sometimes when I talk, I don't know what I'm saying, but if I can really concisely put it together where it makes sense, I can feel the vibe, I understand what I'm trying to do, I felt like that's been one of like a good like just actionable tip I've learned.
A lot of people start new things for the gain, you know? Yeah. They'll be like, I want to start a YouTube channel because I can get a bunch of followers and money. If you just understand that you are positioning yourself in that category, if you want to be in the gaming community, then just make a bunch of gaming content. You know, don't worry about the comments, don't worry about the negativity, don't worry about anything, because you look up in 2 years, now you got people in rooms pulling up your channel, you know, for certain things, and just that grind got your foot in the door. But people don't really see it like that. They see the money first, and if that doesn't come fast enough, then it's on to the next thing.
Kiera, Patrick, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you to all of the viewers for tuning into today's episode of Launching Point. Tell us, what's your launching point? Leave it in the comments section. Until next time, I'm Erin Ashley Simon. Today's episode is presented by Doritos Solid Black. Doritos Solid Black empowers the voices of Black change makers. Shout out to Doritos.